Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friend. There you are, here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or whenever you're watching this. Time for little Libby and all his marvelous melted wonders, right? Right. Hey, that might be a good name for the program. Marvelous Melted Wonders. Anyway, I had a request, and it seems like it should be pretty straightforward and something that I can do. So, without further ado, or is that a do? I don't know. I'm going to do a video just, sorry about the wind, turn it off. Okay, it's still going to blow for a little bit, but using just my oxygen concentrator, a 10 mil. Let's see if I can get that. There we go. A little bit better. Let's turn it on, and there we go. Just with the number 10 oxygen concentrator. And we'll see what type of flame. Again, this is a Carlisle CC. And it doesn't look like much. You'll have to excuse the mess. Well, let me see if I can get it. Here we go. There we go. And this is an L marver that I have. And this is that little bracket that I put on top of my, to clip on the welding shade, so you guys can see more in what's going on in the flame. And of course my messy bench. Right now, I usually keep both oxygens wide open. Well, actually, the one on the center I keep wide open, and the one on the outside is where I adjust to either do the outer ring and the inner ring a little less, and the outer ring a little more. Anyway, with it, I've also had a request to show more precisely this, and it's basically a brass fitting, a T-junction. Sorry about my stability problems. Okay, and those are zip ties that are holding on the O-ring, or the rings there on the hoses, so that, and then after that, of course, it's just a regular clip that I put in there. Anyway, oxygen isn't as important to make sure it doesn't leak with this setup. I want to show you something real quick. If you shut down all your valves, I shut them down. Now your airflow has gone to 0, and if you do not correct that very shortly, it will give out a nice bellowing noise and shut down because there's a clog or whatever. But I won't go that far. Let me show you one more time. The actual ball went down to 0, but when I turn on the valves over here, you can see the flow go back up again. Okay, now I'm basically, that's the deal with that. And you got to keep those open. If you turn off the valves at the torch and keep your oxygen concentrator running, it will sound off an alarm and say, hey, unless of course you've got the system where it builds up the reservoirs and you use your gas from there. Now let me see if I can adjust this. I've re-angled. Okay, there we are. I've re-angled this slightly. Come on, work with me here. Yeah, so that it's a little bit more out of my way. Let's see if I can do this too. There we go. And of course, it's out of view. Curve it some more. There we go. So that you can see a little bit closer. Zoom in on the torch itself. Okay. That's one of the things you don't want to happen. All right, all right, all right. Let's do this the hard way. There we go. I usually light the outer ring, and I tried to do it lighting the inner ring, and it just sort of goes a little bit better. And this is just with your oxygen, your 10 mil oxygen concentrator. You can see that you can get a good range of flame, and with lowering and reducing the outer flame and taking more oxygen off your outer flame, you can really put in some flame to the inner ring, or the inner flame at all, and down. And the more you put oxygen on the outer ring, it takes it away from the inner ring. And again, you can still do some great stuff. And by just reducing okay, you've got the ideas of those. Now I'm going to go over here to the valve on the oxygen concentrator itself, and I'm going to reduce the thing down to practically 0. Okay, and with that you can still get, the reason I did that is so that to show you that you can get even a nice tiny flame going on in the center there, and you can get some nice macro stuff done without so that's a good variable. You can see that you can do a larger piece and even a smaller piece. And again, when you add, now I'm going to add the flame back up to high on that one. And I plan on putting another 5 mil concentrator on this system real soon. Okay, here goes. I'm adding the 5 mil concentrator on top of what you've already got here. Now you can have a larger outer ring going on, and with that, if you had another 5 mil, you can see that it would be, you'd probably be able to get a flame going about like that, or even more so. So the more you add to the system, the more you can get out of your machine. But even if you're working with just a 5 mil or just a 10 mil, you can get production out of this Carlisle. And again, your ideas, not ideas, it's your end product will vary from my end product. So each concentrator is different, and if you get a chance, give it a try. And it's one way of conserving. The one reason why I went to concentrators, when I went and I was buying them for $20 a bottle, and then I didn't really do any glass blowing for about 2 years, and then I went back and ordered a couple of tanks of oxygen, and they were like $46 a piece. I went, now this is just running off fumes. The reason I call it fumes is I just turned off the concentrator a little while ago, and this is, now you can see that it's basically the going down to nothing. Okay. I always keep the oxygen valves open even after I've shut off the propane. And the main reason for that is, again, you want the pressure to alleviate, always to be going out. You don't want it to just sit there. Okay, without further ado, I guess that should end the conversation of today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've gotten something out of this. Enjoy your day.